Hey, Dan. How's Dan doing? Dakota, what's up, buddy? Mr. Tom. Man, I just got out of a training class for work. Like they're going back to the basics. But unfortunately, I had to go. It's like fighting not to fall asleep. How's everybody doing tonight? Dakota, aren't you working on a Firebird? Man, we weren't working on a car. He was just going over some diagnostic electrical stuff that you would have learned in basics in your automotive stuff. So I mean, it was boring, but we had to do it. You were fighting with Bill Housings or something last time I remember. How's all that going? Oh man, Tom, I'm so sorry. And I don't work on diesels for several reasons. And man, I bet that is a son of a gun right now. How many broken bolts you got? What's up, bro? Oh, good. Okay. And I forgot I had a class at 6 o'clock tonight over at one of the Indiana West University thing I had to go to for KOI. So I wasn't able to stop by and grab the other shit. To go to you find time, man. I mean, I got a lot of other stuff going on, but I'm um, putting in a few minutes here and there on my Camaro. First time you've had Bush this century? Um, I had it a long time ago, and I'll never drink it again. Yeah, Jason threw down on the truck a lot last night. That'll be a cool update for Thursday. Dakota, I don't have a garage either, dude. I've had this house for going on 19 years, and I've never had a garage, and they won't let me build one. Oh, yeah, rain sucks. I had a garage before I bought the house, but I planned on building a garage up until the point when I was told, you know, I've got to move all my utilities in order to build a garage. It's a gigantic pain in the ass. Jason, you going live this Thursday? Dakota, I put up a pop-up canopy, not a pop-up, one of those cheapo things. I've seen everybody use them all the way through winter and everything else. And I put mine up, and the first snow, it collapsed on my car. And that was actually the year I started tearing it apart to restore it again. And the only thing I do now when it's super hot out, I put a pop-up canopy over it, work on it for a few hours, and then fold it up and move on to the next thing I got planned for the day. And not having a garage sucks. I even got a what? Come on. Dude, I'm not trying to push you, but I totally get it. I'm fortunate enough to I can pretty much come and go as I please. 6%, what's up? I can leave early if I want, but typically I hang out all day, eat dinner. I've only got a couple hours of time to work on my car. When I get home to work on my car, it's a different motivation. Yeah, I can go to work and work on cars and be happy all day because I enjoy working on cars, and then come home to work on the Camaro. Yeah, that's a totally different motivation. What you got going on 6%? Is everybody ready for all that weather coming tomorrow? I'm not. I started putting up a backsplash in my kitchen and everything else, and I need to get the wet sole back out, and I don't want to do it in the rain. Yeah, we're supposed to have some nasty stuff coming tomorrow, Dan. Editing videos, yeah, fun times, fun times. I lived here for 31 years, double lot, lots of rent to build. Just don't want the people coming around and bugging me. And I mean, I can understand. I quit working on people's stuff at home. I'm just cherry picking. I work on the easy shit now because I don't want to do it at home. I want to work on my own stuff. Now they're saying it was going to be pretty bad, not just rain. Kind of like what we had. What was that Saturday night this past weekend? I mean, by the time it hit Ohio, it kind of fizzled out to rain. But before it reached us, dude, it threw down a ton of freaking naders around Illinois and Kentucky and everything else. Yeah, hell, I didn't work on the Camaro at all this weekend. I should have, but I was working on the house, finishing the kitchen. Move from the kitchen into this room, and my daughter Abby's gonna help me paint it, and she's gonna take care of all the curtains. I had to teach her how to use a sewing machine. Who here can use a sewing machine? Go from car talk to home economics. Now, I I've showed my girls how to do everything: plant flowers, mow, clean, sewing. Raised those four brats on my own for a long time. Lost his house in Upper Sandusky. Yeah, I heard it was pretty bad. By the time it got to, us, fortunately. Hey, Lars, what's up, dude? But when it hit Dayton, it was just a little bit of wind and rain, so we kind of lucked out. You're moving back to old place where you lived when you put the GT40 heads on your Fox. So I take it has a garage or something? It has a garage, which I borrowed. Oh, nice. Hmm. I got a nice long driveway, just no damn garage. But I'm gonna try and change that. I'm gonna try and get a hold of the city and have them come over and tell me where I can move everything because the way the house market is. Howdy, John. I'm not gonna sell my house anytime soon, so I might as well just go ahead and build. JB, what's up, brother? I'm glad for you stopping in, man. You can go do your thing. Thanks for stopping in and say hey. with a lookout turret. That'd be sweet. I wish they didn't limit us to what we could do around here. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Mr. Jeff, what's up, bro? Got some naders over west right now? You getting hit, Jeff? Well, yep. How's your weather right now, Jeff? Is it pretty windy? Getting a bit green, huh? I This had ever come up. I like to watch this guy. Well, that's a shitty. Can I fix that? You can kind of see it. Oh man, that's crappy. Well, anyway, I watch that guy on YouTube. He does live stuff on all the storms. Later, JB. Thanks for stopping in. There's always going to be another time to hang out, dude. Windy and odd looking, yeah. Those models were kind of scary looking. Ryan Hall, yes. Well, you stay safe, Jeff. I hope everything turns out okay because that looks nasty. While you're watching Ryan Hall now. Hey, you got the life out of that battery. They're not going to get much out of it. So the joke's on them. Hmm. I went to my buddy Craig's house to go help him work on a big 4-wheel drive Blazer, and man, it probably takes only about 25-30 minutes to get to his house, but he's out in St. Paris. Man, that place is nice. Houses are probably quarter mile apart. He's got two gigantic barns. I was actually supposed to take my car over in one of them and leave it there so I could work on it. But he had so many other projects going on, I couldn't do it. Hasn't that slag ain't a joke. I had one in my truck for I think 8 years before it died. Yeah, as long as I've ever had a battery. I haven't had a couple of those um, the Optima or whatever else they called it. Those gel batteries. What? A Walmart battery that actually lasted over 2 years? Wow, that's a rare one. But I tried those gel batteries in the Camaro. Didn't like them. Tried to put it in my truck. Didn't like it. I can't remember what battery I had. I think it was a Napa Select I had in the Camaro years ago, and I left the fuel pump running all night long in the garage. And the battery still was fine. I couldn't believe it. I just put in two batteries today that was Walmart. What was a whatever, what was it? Something sure starts or no starts or whatever we called them. Oh, way more, Jason. He did it every single Saturday. I only did it when I had the money. No, Dan, I did not see that. I came quarterfinals one time, and that's because I got a buy run and I deep staged by accident and made the guy red light. So that's the furthest I've ever been, but actually winning I never have. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I went out and watched Jason and James like crazy, but I didn't have the money to race all the time. I bet the times I did go, it wasn't to actually go race a Super Saturday that they always did, or to go for points. I did it just for fun, just to see what kind of numbers I could get. Most of the time, I'd always get beat because my car wasn't ever very consistent. I couldn't believe Tony actually raced that car. I was blown away. I've never got it cut a perfect green bulb either. It's either been a couple hundreds or a couple tenths off or red. No, you're further forward. You're into the second beam. You turn the first beam off into the second one when you're deep staged. I'd always deep stage. Yes, it was, Jason. But I was deep stage my old Pontiac Grand Prix because it was a boat. It took a mile and a half just to get it rolling. Yeah, I liked watching it too. It was nice to see that car get down the track and it not hiccup or backfire and sound like it was, shooting everybody. I know, and I really don't care about that. It's just cool to watch them actually get down the track. Watching Tony for a while. Oh yeah, there's definitely a benefit to deep staging. You know, having done it and having watched it for quite some time, there's people out there deep stage just because it's easier for them to cut a light. They can time it better that way. And other people do it just to get into people's heads. And I think that's what happened when I deep staged that one guy because he got super pissed at me. Well, I normally do too, but I got up on the converter and it pushed the front tires past the first beam, and that guy freaked the hell out and he cut a red light. And I broke out still, but I still won because he red lit on me. But yes, what Jason said. My Grand Prix, it worked good because I was able to cut actually a better light with it than I did in the Camaro. But again, I wasn't out there to, cut anybody down. It was just I was out having fun and, watching Jason and James and Dad. So only thing that made me paranoid is when my wheel cylinder blew on my rear brake drum brakes, and I had to pump the hell out of the brakes before I put my front tires in the sand. That made me pucker up a little bit. Yeah, I had a. Oh God, um, I had a 1976 Grand Prix LJ or SJ. Yeah, SJ. 400 turbo, ran like a 1750 or something like that. I did a burnout in that thing so freaking big. The guy on the announcer asked me if I still had enough tire left to go down the track. You couldn't see the tree for like 5 minutes. It was funny as hell. Oh God, yeah, I remember you blowing that transmission line. Or no, it was the front pump seal or bushing or something you blew out of your transmission, Jason. This Grand Prix was actually kind of a nice car. It had working AC and everything. It was like my first car. And Jason showed me how to stage and everything, so I took it to the track. I blew the transmission out of that one, ended up putting a Turbo 350 in it. Oh, dude, I know. I remember. I still remember seeing it. We thought you blew the motor up. I know you thought the same thing. Like when Dad's evacuator hose uh, blew off the header and hosed the headers, and we thought the motor blew up in it. That 350 I had in that Grand Prix, Jason's buddy Brian that he grew up with and went to high school with, he uh, he gave me that transmission. And that's a good possibility, Dan. But Dakota, that 350 actually felt really good in that Pontiac. It wasn't, it didn't feel like it was any faster or anything like that. But man, did it shift hard in a second. I thought I was hot shit. The 400 is 10 pounds heavier. It could be, but I mean, I'm not looking for that. I just want longevity, and I got a super deal on the 400 turbos in my car. Yeah, I had a 400 in the Grand Prix. Man, it almost had to have a shift kit in it because it tore that tire loose in second gear. The car came out of one of Brian's car, or the transmission came out of one of Brian's cars, and I can't remember which one it was. I had a bidding war. No, it came out of a Pontiac, that 350 did. I think it was a newer model Grand Prix that Brian had it came out of, now that I think about it. Yeah, my Grand Prix had a 400 Pontiac in it with a 400 turbo. No, it's a Monte Carlo engine, not a Corvette engine. Hello, Wendy. How are you doing? It's my Firebird. You can't feel it shift. Yeah, the plate kit is the best idea for the 350. You just got to be careful um, if the bands wore out or the clutches are wore out in the second drum. Um, it's going to let you know. I don't know. No, I'll pass on the Corvette engine. I had one in it when I first bought it. Remember, came out of a '78 Corvette, and it was a mutt. Although it did have a gigantic vacuum leak because that intake had a crack in it, but still, at wide open throttle, it should have went quicker than 17, especially in a Camaro. Oh, good. Okay, then you'll be all right. Yeah, you put that plate kit in it. You just got to drill a couple spots and change the balls, and the shift kit is just insane. You put you some of that trick shift in it when you put it back together. That'll shift nice and hard. Hey Don, what's up, Mister 500? Yeah, being in trick shift. It's transmission fluid from B&M. It's a NI foaming and just all the good stuff for inside the transmission. And man, I'm telling you what, it mine shifted so damn hard, the dash shook. I loved it. But I think I had a, what was that? It was like a 2500 12-inch converter. Blue stuff, yeah. And then I put the 3200 converter in, and it softened up a little bit, but it's still smacked the tires real hard. I think Jason said he put some of that trick shift in his Mustang and it scared the shit out of him because it shifted harder. That or James, one or the other. One of you two. You never used any of that trick shift before, Dan? Dude, today was fantastic outside. It felt so good. But I couldn't go home and do anything to my car because I had a class to go to for work. So I even left it a few minutes early just so I could get back here and set up the live. Oh, it don't have to be a hot rod. Just stick a quarter two in one of the regular transmissions. You'll feel a shift difference. It actually feels really good. Windy. No, it won't do anything for a T5. If you ever, change over fluid in T5 from the automatic transmission fluid, you switch it over to Synchro Mesh. Thank you, Wendy. I hope so. I've been it's just been busy. I've not been able to put any videos or shorts or anything out. I got a few of them I've been working on, but never got anything put out. Well, how much camshaft you talking about? 350 can go for so long and only take so much abuse before you need a 400. If it's got a little above stock camshaft like that stage 2 455, it should be fine. Now the stage 3 I wouldn't do it with because I think the stage 3 350 455 was pretty nasty. I think it was actually a 4-speed. They didn't even have an automatic behind it. That'd be a question for the old Pontiac Power Hour. Oh yeah, that'll be fine, Dakota. That's not going to hurt a thing. Yeah, with a good converter, I mean, shit, you could probably run. If that's in your Firebird, you'd probably run 12s, maybe a little quicker. Because I had a 500 hydraulic in my small block with that 350, and I was running 12 O's. I also had a 410 gear, and I think I was running 26-inch tall slicks on it too. Okay, so you want to try and get a little bit looser converter, especially with that camshaft, because mine was only at like 224 or 226. And I had a 3200 converter behind it. I got a 36 in it now. Dan, I had the Hardened Sun gear the outer race, all that stuff. And because I got offered this 400 at a really, really good price, I went ahead and took the 400 and sold it 350. Yeah. Man, with that gigantic roller camshaft I have in that fuel injection, I'm pulling 13, almost 14 inches of vacuum with bit, but it's also fuel injection and it's itemized and everything perfectly. So, but I mean, I would not be scared to put that 350 behind that. Yeah, I cut the kick down off my 350. I went across some railroad tracks and I was screwed around with this guy on the street and I stepped into it at too low a speed and it downshifted into first gear and I ended up in somebody's front yard. So I got home, I cut the kick down cable and manually shifted it from there. Man, I know a bunch of people run them. As long as it's built right, you can run those things for a while, but you're pretty much pushing its limits right where you're at. But anything past that, I wouldn't dare put a 350 behind it. But there's other people that tell you different. There's other people out there who said they run 350s to 700 horsepower, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I'll get a look at that, Tom. An 8 speed, huh? We've we don't do any transmission work anymore. We send everything out to the transmission shop. Definitely extend clutch life. Actually, transmission life, period, just because it's going to push the fluid faster and we get out to all the lube points quicker. I was working on my backsplash in my kitchen yesterday, and I have not had time to get on and check everybody's stuff in the last couple days. It's slate rock, but yes, this camera is kind of shoddy on this laptop, but I'll see if I can't pull up a picture. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It was just bare walls behind it. I had to add it. Um, I mean, from what everybody's always told me, their Turbo 350 should be good to 500 horsepower. That's what everybody I've heard from said. But I'm probably right close to that. So, you know, that's why I switched over to 400. And you just go up from there. You rarely ever go down. I actually redid my kitchen in 2012, and I just now found the backsplash I wanted. So, decided to do it this past weekend. And slowly trickling into the rest of the week just because I don't have much time after work. Now, my keep in mind on my Turbo 350, I did, like I said, I did a hardened outer race that goes into the pump because those are always that's the weak point in the pumps on the 350s. But I also did the good clutches, a hardened sun gear, and a hardened output shaft. So, and I beat the hell out of that poor transmission forever, and it's in a nitrous S10 now, and it's still getting the hell beat out of it. So it's lasting pretty good. Now you got me thinking about a different converter for when I swap this. Dude, it's totally a good idea. You'll put down the power a whole lot better. And you don't have to go big. I mean, if you got a lot of camshaft, a lot of cylinder heads, you want to go big converter. But even with a stock motor, you can go to a little bit of stall and it'll turn on so much faster. And what kind of rear diffs in that car, Don? I don't know if you ever talked about that. I can't remember if you have. You may have, but I may not remember. I haven't ripped the rear end out yet. It's 8 1/4. I've got an 8 1/2 in my car. 8 3/4 would probably be ideal, but until then, I think the 8 1/4 would be okay. A lot of guys are running the 7 1/2 GMs and they beat the hell out of those poor things. Heck yeah, Wendy, do it. Yeah, well, and that was, Mosier and all the other ones, they've got all those rear end kits that are the 8 3/4, 8/8, but I think a lot of them are 8/8 and 9 inch. You got a 7 1/2 to break. Yeah, with what you just did, you probably gonna break it. Better get a couple spare axles. Don, it's not good luck. It's have fun because it's going to happen. I mean, James went how many years on his 7 1/2 before he broke it? Man, they put those 7 1/2s in a lot of those third gen Camaros and Firebirds. So, and they lasted in a lot of those cars. Oh, it ain't gonna piss me off, bro. You can put a 9 inch in it too. I don't care. You can put a Chrysler 8 3/4 in it. It's yours. Do it. Do you? No, 7 1/2 doesn't always make two stripes. Okay. I didn't know he had a mini spool in it. For about 3 rips, Don. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. A 440 puts a lot of torque in. So you think about it, the old first gen Camaros and Firebirds had a 7.2 ring gear or 7.23 ring gear. Wasn't even a quarter. Biggest pieces of trash. Dad broke his just driving down the street. And it was a one wheel wonder, too. My 8.5 that's in my car, it's not stock anymore. Way back when I built the 350 the first time, I put one of those Ulburn Gear limited slip carriers in it. It was the Pro Series, so uh, I went from that and kept all of that 410 gear, and then put Mosher axles in it this time. Brian, dude, what's up, brother? Was that only a 6-inch rear diff? Oh my god! Oh, Auburn makes them all, dude, and they're tough. When I can't remember what we were doing to it, we had to pull the cover off of it a long time ago, and the springs that are inside this differential are gigantic. I would hate to be on the receiving end of one of those. I used to rear ends out of a 65 Cornet. Okay. They're the same width. Okay. $27 in here. 26. Get what, Mindy? Oh, yeah. Yes, the kitchen. Sorry. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's definitely nice to have updated stuff and new painted walls, all that good stuff. Yeah, that backsplash totally changed the whole look of the whole kitchen. It feels like a brand new kitchen again. So yeah, me and Jason always go back and forth between working on the houses and working on the cars. A new kitchen when you moved in 27 years ago. Yeah, I would bet it is easy to go nuts in the kitchen. Lots of options, but the kitchen was probably the original well, I don't know. I think the original cabinets were metal in 55, but these cabinets were built on the walls. It was not cabinets that were pre-built and hung. They built these cabinets on the walls, and three of them I actually saved, and they're over in Jason's garage. And there are some sturdy son bitches. My house wasn't that old. I think that was like the 30s to 40s before they started updating to the fuses and the screw-in uh, fuses and stuff. They did fortunately update the service here to breakers, and I re-updated it again to 200 because I was running out of room for everything. Yeah, so I'll be right back. Hold on. Say hi, everybody. Yes, I did, Dan. I do it all myself. Our grandpa showed us how to do a lot of stuff. This is Morgan, my grandbaby. You say hi. Say hi. Yep, that was Morgan. Actually, she's a year and a half now. When I did the main, I had them cut the power on the roof. Got everything done, and then he hooked it back up. And the dude did it with no gloves. He freaked me out. I was like, I can't watch it anymore. But yeah, our grandpa did everything. Remodeled houses, we built garages, we did roofs, we did everything. So that's the only reason I know how to do all this. I helped him remodel, I don't know how many bathrooms and kitchens. It actually wasn't bad to do. It only took me an hour to do everything. I had everything labeled, tied back. I don't actually do it for anyone else. I've helped Jason do his stuff. Um, are you the lucky one? But I mean, the only skill that I charge for is working on cars. Um, my neighbors, I've helped them put siding on and things like that, but I didn't accept any payments from them. I was just helping. You like doing siding, Don? I did my whole house by myself. It took me like a month. I did my neighbors, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we were fortunate enough that we got, exposed to a lot of skills that a lot of people were either just didn't care to learn or didn't want, period. But we got exposed enough to where we didn't have to pay a whole lot of people to do a whole lot for us because of squirrels. Oh, 6 3/4, so much better though. That poor thing. I remember hearing the axle snap on that one. Did you break it at Edgewater? I can't remember. I remember helping push the car on though. I don't think you broke it at Edgewater, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm getting ready to pull siding off of one side of the house to be able to put two windows in and then put the siding back up again. Was it at Killcare? Ah, the image I have was not at Killcare. I thought it was at freaking Edgewater. The old four banger Fox rear end. Yes. That old four banger scared the shit out of me one day. Actually, one night. Huh? It had a 2.8. I thought it was a 4-cylinder. $2.3. Oh, wait a minute. German 2.8? I thought it was a damn 2.3 liter. I don't know. He took me to work one night and it got loose and we spun all the way around in it. Yeah, we do, man. I'm sorry. They'll get there. I got a couple shorts and other things I'm working on. I'm gonna get those put up there, and that'll give me a few more. I wasn't out there, trying to bring them in. I was just being lazy because I was so busy with everything else. Oh, that was a different car. Hey, Mohawk, man, I'm glad you stopped in. It's cool. Am I still stuck at 425? Yeah. Man, I totally forgot you had both Mustangs at the same time. I thought that was the same damn car. Well, Dakota, I mean, it's I was staying consistent, making little videos and shorts and things, but then it fell off. I got so damn busy, I just forgot about it. So if you can keep ahead of the game and just make some shorts here and there, I'm sure you can get there. I know I'll get there eventually. I thought for sure the one we spun out in was the one you got from James or James's mom, whichever. Um, I know the one thing that boosted me really fast was that one short. They got me 93,000 views and like 125 subs. That boosted me really, really fast, but I've not been able to duplicate that. Levi, what's up, brother? From Waco. Damn. We were doing pretty good at night. How are you tonight? Okay, Wendy, thank you. That's awesome. That's right, Mohawk. See? Yeah. Oldsmobile subs. What the hell is that? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, that one. I've not thought of a 425 in quite some time because I've never got to play with one. Man, just killing some time on a Tuesday night. That's pretty much it. I had a little bit of a training class after work and then left there a little early to run home and get this started. A nail ahead 425. Faux 25 full barrel. Yeah. See, 42072 is the one that I knew about, but I didn't know about 425. 455s, obviously, I got to work on a few of those, but supposedly I've got a guy with a 72 Olds Cutlass 455 that is coming into the shop next week. So we'll see. We had a guy in an F 150 come in with a 5.4. We did camshafts, lifters, chains, all that stuff. It came up to like $5,000 after everything that we did to it. And they come down and put $1,500 down on the ticket and then ask if they could take it to show it to someone to try and sell it. It was so irritating. So now we're having to babysit this F 150, and this Oldsmobile is going to get there, and we're going to have to babysit it too because he doesn't want it left outside. See, a little messed up little fact about that Grand Prix I had. I bought that Grand Prix for $200, drove it every day, went to go get a 67 Le Mans that we knew, and um, I went over to finish paying him for the car. He got rid of the car because I was going to put that 400 in that Le Mans because it had like a, I don't know, 326, I think, or something like that in it. But the motor was bad and everything else. But then he sold that car and I sold the Grand Prix. And then there was two guys battling in the street, and I was going between a bidding war, and they ended up selling the car for $600. And all the guy wanted it for is for the engine. It was funny as hell. I think it was just a base model Cutlass 455. I don't think it wasn't a 442. It's all original. He wants all the fluids changed. I'm one of the 17 brothers and sisters, and I'm 52, so I got a big. You got a big family, that's for damn sure. We had a big family, and they're slowly passing off, and sucks, but not super sure, Dan. I'll know once it gets there. I'll get some pictures and stuff. It's supposed to be there Tuesday or Wednesday. Once I can pull the VIN and put it in the computer and see if it'll actually pull it up, because a lot of those older cars our system don't even recognize because it doesn't have enough digits in the VIN. When I bought my tires for the Camaro, it didn't pull up the Camaro VIN either. I think it's only got like 12 digits, where all the other ones now have like 24 or something. I'm going to as soon as I can get out there to it. Oh, you mean the Cutlass? That's what I planned on doing, but that's next week. 'Cause we got a couple of big jobs we're doing right now, and there's no way I'm going to be able to babysit that car all week. Oh, our temperature's supposed to be up, but we're supposed to have a rain like every other day. I'll have a hard time getting the boat in and out because I want to take it out. I want to go fishing, but it's going to be a muddy mess if I try and do that. Well, you said you got a canopy, and I've got a blower fan that I use. I'll put the canopy up and turn that sucker on me while I'm working on it. It's called the Big Chill. Yeah, 80 degrees tomorrow. Scattered thunderstorms. And the Reds lost. Oh well. All right, Mohawk. Thanks for stopping in, dude. I appreciate you. Don, dude, I mean, you probably didn't pay a whole lot for it. I just sent you mine. I don't ever use it. Yeah, new front end will tighten it up. It'll feel good when you get to drive it again. Too bad you're so far away. I'd love to do an alignment on it. Scrolling marketplace. You find anything good? Yeah. Sorry. I bet you in, I mean, I've been doing this professionally since 2001, maybe 2000. And I bet you I used that socket 2 times. Not anything your girlfriend want to bring home. Well, sometimes what she doesn't know won't hurt her. $28 for that socket? Jesus. It probably would have cost me that much to ship it anyway because it's so damn heavy. But no, to be honest, I probably could have shipped it for like $5, to be honest. But it wouldn't bother me a bit to unload it. 28 plus 19 shipping? Jesus. I mean, between me and Jason, I mean, there's so much stuff that we don't use anymore that I'm totally willing to let someone else, you know, take ownership of if they need. I mean, it just doesn't hurt to ask any whatsoever. Yeah, you'll have one. That's for damn sure. You'll have to fall back on if need be. What size fuel cell? True. Levi's asking what size fuel cell you need. Sounds like you might have an extra one. You plan on driving it a good long distance. I mean, I would at least go with a 15 or 16 gallon. I've got I think a 15 or 16 in the Camaro that I haven't. That way, I can actually drive the car. Well, you said you got a boat tank in it now, and it should be a 10 gallon, I think. Or what did you say you had in it? Oh, you have an actual 20-gallon cell now? uh, Chinese fellers did a pretty good job. Smoke Wrench, what's up? Dakota, dude, I went through the same thing. Eventually, I think once I hit like the 200 to 220 mark, I started getting more likes and more pushes to where I actually got more views and more likes. Because your likes to views, man, it's like 10%, I think, if you're lucky, maybe 5% even. Make some stupid cat shorts. I've got a cat that I probably ought to show you that thing. I don't know where the hell he is right now, but his tail is like curly cube. He was an alley cat at my aunt and uncle's house that I saved. Him and one of his other litter had died, and he was right on the verge. So I took him home and saved him. But yeah, his tail looks like a damn corkscrew. We call him Mittens because his he's all gray except for the tips of his paws. Oh yeah, dude. I hated seeing those pussy prints all over my damn car. Pretty good trick, Dakota. All fours on that handle, huh? Yeah, I've got a video of my dog, my big Great Dane, going after a bow that I think I'm gonna put on there and see if it gets any hits. And once it gets a little bit warmer, I'll have that damn squirrel on my damn lap again. He got on my shoulder. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, something like that. He got on my shoulder. That kind of freaked me out a little bit because he gets to biting. You try to touch him, and he'll bite the hell out of your finger. So he's not that comfortable yet. Yeah, I saw that video too. That cat, attacked that dog for yeah. Well, guys, it's going after 10. I need to get in the shower and get to bed. It's been a long day. My damn nose is starting to clog up. So thanks y'all for stopping in and chatting with me. It's been cool. Tonight it actually seemed like it was a little more lively. I don't know. I think we got up to like 10, I think. I don't know. But thanks everybody for stopping in, saying hey. Later, Jason. I'll hit you up tomorrow after work. Later, Wendy. Yes, sir, Dan. Thank you. Dakota, thanks. Later, Smoke Wrench. You guys have a great night, and good night, Don. I will catch you guys on Jason's Live Thursday. All right. Later.